Number 18. Here, I'm switching gears a little bit, and you can see that I do not have any right angles, but I do have a straight line that has two angles that share a ray. And so I know that the sum of these two angles, this angle plus this angle, must add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to write an algebra equation and solve it algebraically. So I'm going to write b plus 128 equals 180, because I know the sum of this angle plus the sum of this angle has to equal 180, and these are degrees. So to get b all by itself, I just have one b here. I can see that this is plus 128. So to get this all by itself on this side, I'm just going to do the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction, and I'm going to subtract the same amount from each side. When I do that, these equal 0. And I like to circle them just to show that they do equal 0. They look like a big fat 0. That leaves me just with a b on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, when I subtract 128 from 180, I can see that 10 minus 8 is 2, and 7 minus 2 is 5. So now I have b equals 52. There's no numbers, there's no coefficients in front of the letter b. So I don't have to divide each side by something because I'm already down to just one b. And that's what I want. So this is my answer. And when I look over here, if I add 128 plus 152, I'm going to get 180 degrees. 128 plus 152, or 52, does give me 180. Number 19. Number 19 looks a little scary, but don't be scared by it. Look at the angles of what we are given. We're given this angle here, and we're given this angle right here. They both are on this line right here. So we are just going to focus on this line, this yellow line right here. This line over here has nothing to do with solving for b, finding the measure of it. Let's go ahead and set up our algebra equation. I know that when I have a straight line and I have angles on that straight line, that the sum must be 180. So this one is called b, this one is called 34. So b plus 34 equals 180. I have a plus 34 here, so I want to just have my b all by itself. So I am going to subtract 34 from both sides. And when I do that, this becomes a great big 0, which means I have nothing there. When I subtract 34 from 180, I'm going to get 146. And all I have left on this side is my b. So b is equal to 146. 146 plus 34 is equal to 180. Number 20. Same thing. They gave us something that looks a little bit scary. It's really not. Let's just find the line that both of these angles originate from. And it's right there. So I'm just going to be looking at this angle, which is B, and this angle, which is 25. Right now, I'm not going to be worried about these other two angles. So B plus 125 equals, because they're on a straight line, it equals 180. I want to get B all by itself, so I'm going to use the inverse operation of addition. The inverse is the opposite operation, and if I do that on one side, I have to do that on the other side. So when I subtract 125 from 180, I'm going to get 155. Here I have a 0, which I don't really need to write down, but I still have a B here. So I bring my B down, and that means that B is equal to 155. When I add 155, whoops, did my subtraction wrong. See, that's why I go back and check. 1 minus 1 is 0. I was looking at that and going, that doesn't make sense. When I add 125 to 55, then I get 180. That's why we go back and check ourselves. 55-degree angle is what I have right here. And that makes sense. It's less than 90 degrees. A 90-degree angle would look like that. It would be an angle that looks like that. And this is less than 90 degrees. Okay, 22. Again, find that straight line that both angles originate off of. And just focus on that line. That's the line I'm concerned about. I don't really need to be worried about this angle down here. So here I have 61 degrees plus the angle B has to equal 180 degrees. So B plus 61 equals 180. I'm going to subtract 61 from each side. See if I can do my subtraction correct this time. There's my 0. B is equal to 119. When I look back at what my original angles are, if I have 119 plus 61, I do get 180. So that makes sense.